Okay, let's begin. This is your guide to becoming a better boxer. We are going to use this sparring breakdown to talk about concepts in boxing that will help you improve your boxing. You got to understand what boxing is really about. And my philosophy in boxing is that boxing is the manipulation of distance and timing to control the line. So let me explain. So we look at these two boxers. We got one that's tall and rangy. Yep. We got one that's fairly short but stocky. They're both outside. They're both right off the line. So what that means is in order for a fighter to hit the other fighter, they have to step here. So say if Red wanted to punch his opponent, he needs to step forward to here in order to land his shot here. Consequently, black headgear can reach and pretty much touch red here. Boxing is the manipulation of distance and timing. You got to be able to manipulate distance. Usually you manipulate distance by footwork, and you manipulate timing with feints and doing what's unexpected. You see Red is coming closer. He just stepped forward. Again, Red stepped onto the line. You can see Black, he guards the line from the jab. He's looking for the jab because Red stepped forward onto the line. Okay, let's see what happens. Red stepped forward onto the line. He was close enough to land his jab, and he threw his jab. He slipped through. Black threw a counter jab, which looks like it might have landed. They're just off of the line. The line is here. One or the other fighter has to be here to land a punch. Say if Red wanted to step here to land a punch, Black can easily just take a quick step back to stay out of range. That's footwork. There are three types of defense in boxing: footwork, blocking, and head movement. Red stepped onto the line and he subverted Black's expectation. Black was looking for the jab, but Red threw a lead hook instead and was able to land. What happened there? Red got onto the line by probing. There's three ways to get onto the line. You could punch onto the line, which is the most common way to get onto the line. You could block onto the line, and you could probe onto the line. Watch how Zachary, who's wearing the red headgear, he's going to probe onto the line with a double jab. So watch. And was able to throw a combination. Blue shorts, double jab onto the line. He's looking to land that right hand. They're just off of the line, so they can't quite touch each other. Let's see who makes the move. All right, Red made the move. He probed onto the line with a double jab. Let's watch him probe onto the line with the double jab. He threw his right hand, left hook. Let's look at Blue Short's defense. Red is going to go forward to punch Blue. He's going to go forward onto the line using footwork. Blue Short is going to step back. He's using footwork for defense. You see how he jumped back and he was able to avoid that hook. Blue Short is milling his lead hand. He's trying to throw off Red's timing. Boxing is the manipulation of distance and timing to control the line. What does control the line means? If you control the line, and you control when and where the exchanges takes place. And if you control the exchanges, you control the fight. At the same time, if you're on the line, you could punch your opponent can punch you. So you got to be careful by working the line. That's why you have to manipulate both distance and timing. Blue Shorts is feigning to throw off Zach's timing. So Blue Shorts is going to use his footwork to get onto the line. That's manipulating distance. And he's going to use his feints to manipulate timing to get onto the line. Because when you're on the line, you can punch your opponent. See that feint? Blue Shorts got onto the line. And when you're on the line, you can punch your opponent. But your opponent could punch you. So blue shorts successfully got onto the line, and Zach was able to defend with blocking, not footwork, blocking. There's 3 types of defense: blocking, head movement, and footwork. So there's 3 ways to get onto the line. You could punch on the line. That's what Zach just did. So he's going to leap onto the line with a punch, with a lead left hook. He's using, all right, he leaped onto the line. All right, they're off the line. Let's see what happens. Blue shorts is again, he's trying to throw Zach off with his lead hand. Let's see what happens. That was a good jab, really good jab. Blue level change. Threw Zach off a little bit. That level change changed his rhythm, and that kind of threw Zach off just a touch, and now his jab is coming from here instead of normally from here. He threw off Zach's timing and was able to land. Good work by Blue. Again, Zach with the double probe. He probed in because Zach has to get onto the line here. There's 3 ways to get onto the line. You could punch onto the line, which you just saw Zach do earlier with the leaping left hook. Now Zach is going to probe onto the line, right? He's going to probe with the double jab. So watch. And he was able to throw his right hand, even though it didn't land. Blue was able to block the right hand. Blue returned fire. So when you're on the line, you could punch your opponent. When you're on the line, your opponent could punch you. So watch. So Zach double probes onto the line. He was on the line. And Blue was able to return fire. Blue is a strong, tough, relentless fighter. Blue has never gotten beaten, was never defeated in the Chicagoland area. The only person who was able to defeat Blue in the Chicagoland area was Zach. Zach is the only person in the Chicagoland area that was able to beat Blue. Blue was just too tough. Good feint by Blue. One or the other has to get here in order to land a punch. Let's see what happens. All right. Feint, punch. He just didn't get close enough. You probably didn't try to get close enough. That was probably by design. That's what we call an info jab. An info jab is just looking for information and getting your opponent used to seeing a jab. That way, the next punch, you might switch it up with a lead left hook or a lead right hand. All right, so 3 types of defense. Footwork. We already saw blocking. Now we're going to see head movement. So watch. Slip, roll, counterpunch. All right, so this is a perfect example of what boxing is. Zach has to get here in order to land here. He has to get here to land here. He's using what we call tactical flow. That head movement that is doing is disguising his initial attack. So he's going to throw a touch and go. Watch. Pop. No, that was more of a step. He needs to keep his chin down. He needs to keep that chin down. Bam. Good feint. Blue needs to get here to land his punches here. So Blue has to manipulate both distance and timing to get here, to get safely here in order to land punches without getting countered or without getting hit. So Blue is going to use footwork. Footwork manipulates distance. Feinting manipulates timing. Watch how Blue operates. He's going to use footwork to step onto the line, but he's going to feint to throw Zach off so he can land his punches. So watch. Feint. And he was able to throw a nice combination. Blue has to get onto the line to land his punch. Zach is going to use a combination of footwork and head movement to avoid Blue's punches. So watch. Zach pulled, slipped, and use his feet to stay off the line. Zach is using his feet to stay off the line. Black has to get here in order to land his punch here. All right. Boxing is the manipulation of distance and timing to land your punches. So if you understand that, which Zach does, he's controlling distance. He's using his feet to control distance. Zach was able to get onto the line with his footwork, but he did not successfully manipulate his timing. So watch what happens. All right, you see, Blue was able to land right here. He wasn't able to successfully manipulate Blue's timing. Boxing is the manipulation of distance and timing to control the line. When you're on the line, you can punch your opponent, but when you are on the line, your opponent could punch you. You understand? This is the perfect example. Good feint by Blue. All right, Zach. There's 3 ways to get onto the line. There's probing, there's blocking, and there's punching. All right. Zach has to get here to land his punch. So Zach is going to use the pendulum step again to jump forward onto the line. All right. With a leaping left hook, he's able to successfully get onto the line. Again, Zach used head. Zach blocked. Blue was able to step forward onto the line. When you step onto the line, you could punch your opponent. Of course, your opponent could punch you. Let's go back a touch. All right. You see, Blue's already set up to get here because he needs to get here to punch him here. Now, Zach was able to block. And this is what I mean. When you're on the line, you can punch your opponent. But when you're on the line, your opponent could punch you. So you want to control both distance and timing. Boxing is the manipulation of distance and timing. This is where we need to be, folks. One or the other needs to be at this distance to land a shot, What is going to happen? Let's see what happens. Feint. You got to, if he wants to get there without getting countered, because it looks like Zach was going to counter with that right, or he's going to come back with that left hook counter. Blue is smart. All right. Blue is trying to hide his attack. Look, he's hiding his attack. Zach decided to probe in with that first jab in order to land a punch. Let's look at that again. Zach probes in with this first jab to get here. So he's close enough to land. All right. Now, they're both on the line. Zach can hit him, and Blue can hit Zach. This is what it's all about. That's why you got to manipulate the timing so you can land your shot and hit and not get hit. Blue stepped onto the line. He stepped close enough to hit Zach, but Zach threw a counter punch because Blue did not manipulate timing. Watch. All right. Zach threw that counter right hand. Zach punched onto the line. Zach probed with the lead hand and punched with his right. Blue blocking, used his feet to defend, and then used his head to defend the rest of Zach's punch. They're working in line. Blue with the feint. This is where they need to be. Who's going to control the line? Let's see what happens. Is Zach going to counter punch? Because that's the thing. If you use your feet to step back, you severely limit your counter punching opportunities. So let's watch. See what happens. Oh, Zach used his feet. All right, he's maintaining distance because you got to get on the line to touch each other. So Zach is using his feet and his ring generalship to maintain distance. All right. Blue feinted. Stepped on to kind of close to the line. Zach was able to punch away. All right, again, there's 3 ways to get on to the line. Zach has to get here to land his shot here. You could punch onto the line, you could probe onto the line, or you could block onto the line. You've seen Zach punch onto the line. So a leaping left hook is punching onto the line. Jabbing in, it depends how you jab in. A jab in could be a probe onto the line, or it could be a true jab that's aimed to land, which is a punch onto the line. You're going to watch Zach pendulum step onto the line to try to land his leaping left hook. Good block. They kind of know each other's moves a little bit. Good jab. Nice move by Blue. Blue has to get here, and he's going to jab on. He's going to punch onto the line. Zach held his ground. He's blocking. Watch Blue's footwork. It looks like he's going to skate in, what I call skate in. So let's see. Yeah. It's a good move by Blue. Feint. Zach used head movement to defend, and he was able to counterpunch. Just like I said earlier, a head movement is the highest form of defense because you could counterpunch much more effectively. He has to get here. Blue has to get here, and he's going to get there. He's going to step. Zach uses head movement for defense. He was able to counter. Good move by Blue. Zach is going this way. Zach is going to the right. Blue is going to step over to cut off the ring. Blue is not following it. Blue is very good at cutting off the ring. He's very good at cutting off the ring. You see, oh, look at the L step. Look what Blue did. Look, watch the L step. Watch the L step. Again, Zach is going to go to his right. Blue is going to L step to cut off the ring. Good L step. And then, not only did he L step, he did a small pendulum step to get on to the line. So watch. Again, he's L step. Zach should have came back to his right. He should have came back to his opponent's weak side and was able to land or get Zach in trouble with his right hand. Again, his opponent was quick to get on the line. There's 3 ways to get on the line. You could punch on the line, probe on the line, or block onto the line. His opponent has to be here. His opponent has to get here. His feet has to get here to land his punch here. Blue is going to punch onto the line. Watch. Bam. All right. Zach was able to defend by blocking. Good feint by Blue. Good jab by Zach. And that's the end of the round.